Another Brown Dust 2 video. So I had a little mishap. I was streaming for about 40 minutes and I didn't realize that my mic was completely cut out. So I'm just going to do an overall review video for this new patch update for Operation MOE. First off, I was able to get Rafina. I was kind of shocked when, hang on, where is it at? Apparently when you pull for her, she says this in Japanese: real recognizes real. I fucking laughed out loud when I saw that. I was like, no way she actually says that, but that's her like line when you pull for her. Overall, like I said in my previous video on should you pull, absolutely, and even get her to +1. And she'll be more important for Fiend Hunt too as well. But yeah, so I've got Rafina. I'll probably do some more pulls some other time for her. But let's go over real quick the new potential characters, right? So give me a second. Let me get the list. Okay, so the list is Scheherazade, Ulstein, Alec, Rafina, Ventana, Zenith, Nartus, Wiggle, Ingrid, Cynthia. Real quick, I went through all this already. Priority-wise, I would say Zenith is number 1. Zenith right now is number 1. You get her completed with her potential, you get 0 SP and you get an increase. I have her +4, so it'll be a little different stats-wise, but +5, you get 100% in terms of increased damage, right? So this is huge. Right, and for those of you that don't know, she also stacks, or she also changed up to 6 attack, right? So the fact that she could do that, on top of the fact that she increases incoming damage to an enemy unit by 100%, if you have her +5, is insane. And 0 SP, I mean, it's a must. Ulstein, if you're going to use him for PvP, he has some like... He's got some SP reduction, and then within his skills, he has like extra like SP acquired and SP decreased. Yeah, like for this one, cooldown, skill range is increased. Enhancement effects, the removal of target stats for enhancement effects for 4 turns. Or excuse me, for 4 turns, the enemy's attack is decreased by 45% and magic by 45%. So pretty crazy, right? Skill range is increased, and then for this skin here, acquire 2 SP, decrease 2 SP. That gets buffed, decrease 2 SP over here, stat buff, and then acquire +1, so 3 SP. So again, for PvP, for those of you that use Ulstein, definitely go for it. Scheherazade, I looked at her different costumes, and I would say the best one to probably get is her codename S. Just for the fact that, so magic damage based on 165% of attack, removes the target's buff effect, cannot use skill for 4 turns, right, instead of 2. So that's pretty big. The others was like an extra, this one had, her professor skill had an extra stat of magic resist down by 50% for 2 turns. Also, this removes buffs and skill reduction. So I would say if you really want to use this for Fiend Hunt, get it, but I don't think it's really that big of a requirement, honestly. And yeah, the other 2 are just like stat buffers, basically. So yeah, Zenith definitely number 1. Wiggle, definitely get Wiggle. For you free-to-plays out there, you get SP reduction for both costumes. So that's definitely worth it. So SP3 here turns into 2. I think he's definitely a great one to have. Ingrid and Cynthia, I looked at both of them. Don't really need to prioritize them. Yeah, it's not worth it. Neither of them give SP reduction. Let me check real quick.
伝説の海賊っての聞いたことがあるかい？あら、
Yeah, neither of them give SP reduction. It's just like extra damage for them in general. So I would say Cynthia and Ingrid don't really prioritize. Nartus is just like basically a buff. If you're trying to prioritize Dark Unit, I'd say go for the Eclipse skin, her Dimensional Witch skin, just because you get SP reduction on that, and it's way better, in my opinion, of a useful skill to potential than Nartus. But if Nartus is one of your damage dealers, definitely go for it. Ventana, I specifically said for Ventana in the stream that, again, she's very niche. Typically, people will use her in Fiend hunts that, you know, to break, like, to attack any Fiend that has, like, or not just Fiend hunts, but also units that have Provoke. So it's very situational with Ventana. So, again, to your own discretion, but I don't think she's a priority at all. Alec was okay. Fixed damage. He has basically regular buffs. I can show you here real quick for Alec. Yeah, so just some buffs. 800% of attack. I mean, if you're using him in, like, I don't know, if you're a free to play, I guess, but I'd say Wiggle is way more of a priority. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Zenith is at the top. Ulstein for PvP. Oh, Rafina. Rafina's Gamer Club definitely prioritizes #1. The other two, don't really worry about. In my opinion. Again, you can get other opinions, but in my opinion, this is the most important skin you can upgrade. Reduce SP by 1, and you get a pretty decent boost on physical attacks. So instead of 70, it's 100, right? And this is at +0, by the way. So at +5 or +1, which I told you to get her at, still pretty much the same. But at +5, it's like a pretty significant jump, right? From 110% to like 140. Yeah, definitely get this one. The other two, I wouldn't really worry about, honestly. I mean, SP consumption, sure, but again, I think this is the most important debuffer of them all. But, you know, since Fiend Hunt is coming, I'd say it's a possibility, right? But before we go over Fiend Hunt and why I'm saying this, again, Zenith, Rafina, Ulstein, priority. Only Ulstein for PvP. So Zenith and Rafina, basically. Okay. Real quick, guys. So let's go over the Fiend Hunt. Okay, so for Fiend Hunt, we still have the 3+, the 3 chain. So after 3 chain attack, everything afterwards is a crit. Guaranteed. First attack deals magic damage based off 1000% of a magic attack. There's the pattern. Over here, we have fixed magic damage based off 400% of magic attack. For 4 turns, target's property damage is increased by 50%. If the target has the barrier effect or energy guard, target's property damage is increased by 100%. So you have to keep in mind the units you're using. If they have some type of barrier or energy guard, they're going to get hit a little bit more with that type of damage, right? So just got to be careful. This one, decrease 2 SP for each unit that's attacked. You definitely want to watch your formation. It hits like the front 2 rows here. So, you know, we'll see what happens when we actually get to play, but you definitely want to be mindful of how many units get hit by this. And of course, instant kill removes all buffs. So, the conditional skill here, this skill activates 1 time per team, but essentially, if this unit gets hit, or this, if the Fiend gets hit by any stat debuff, so activate the skill if any parts stats have been weakened, then incoming damage is increased by 200% for 2 turns, and then afterwards instantly kills the enemy. So for this one here, you're gonna want to use this like probably towards the end, because after 2 turns you get instantly killed, right? So maybe like the last turn before it gets to here, you want to use that conditional skill. So yeah, that's why I said like units like Scheherazade or even Rafina, they have some debuffs, so they'd be pretty important. And you know, even if you want to use Ingrid in this one, you can, or even Cynthia, but I don't think you really need to go for their. I mean, if you got the extra resources, you could go for their potential, but I don't think it really matters, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of a synopsis on Darkness Devour. It's a fire unit, so you're gonna need water. Um, yeah, guys. Other than that, that's really about it. Pretty good update overall. Um, I'm probably gonna play Black Feather tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Not sure, but we'll see. Uh, yeah. And also look out for a video of me going over like how to do dailies quick. And dailies these days include your event passes as well. So I'll go over everything there. But yeah, guys, that's really a synopsis of everything for this new update. Hope that helps. If you got any questions, let me know. Later.